12. The Third Industrial Revolution from 1930 to 1982. The Third Industrial Revolution, which ran from 1930 to 1982, was a time of significant change driven by technological advances, including electronics, and the development of telecommunications. These advancements were collectively referred to as information and communication technology, ICT, and had a transformative impact on nearly every productive sector. During the post-World War II, there was a definitive shift from coal to petroleum chemistry. This change led to the introduction of petroleum-derived plastics, such as bakelite. Major companies like DuPont and Bayer introduced new materials such as synthetic rubbers, acrylic fibers like Orlon, and artificial fibers like polyester. These materials revolutionized the textile and materials industry, opening up new possibilities for design and usage. In the 1960s, benzene and naphthalene were introduced, while DuPont unveiled the elastic fiber lycra and a synthetic leather called CORFAM. These innovative materials opened up new horizons in the clothing and footwear industry, offering greater comfort, durability, and versatility. The introduction of these new synthetic plastics had a lasting impact on the fashion industry and contributed to redefining design in the following years. Parallel to the developments in materials chemistry, the advent of computers represented another crucial turning point in the Third Industrial Revolution. In 1890, the U.S. Census Bureau held a competition to process all the data from the American population census in the shortest possible time, estimated to take 7 to 8 years. Inspired by the work of the English mathematician Charles Babbage, Herman Hollerith created a machine programmed with punched cards. Hollerith also designed a card punch machine to decode the information. Thanks to his work, the calculations for the census could be completed in just 2.5 years, representing a true revolution for the time. Hollerith later founded the Tabulating Machine Company, which was renamed International Business Machines, IBM, in 1924. The first programmable computer was created in 1941 by the German Konrad Zuse to facilitate his calculations as a civil engineer. During the same period, the British developed a machine called Robinson, capable of deciphering messages sent by the Germans during World War II. The Nazis used an encryption machine called Enigma. The British, led by Alan Turing, managed to crack Enigma, thus changing the course of the war. In 1944, scientists from MIT and Harvard developed the Mark I, a 50-meter-long programmable computer that was soon surpassed by ENIAC. When ENIAC was first powered on, it caused a drop in electrical voltage throughout the city of Philadelphia. The scientists of ENIAC sold the project to Remington Rand, which renamed the machine UNIVAC. CBS used UNIVAC to predict Eisenhower's victory in the U.S. presidential election, marking a turning point in computer history. Between 1957 and 1958, this technology became available to businesses for production processes, and during the same period, the numerical control of machine tools, CNC, began to spread. Initially, numerical control machining used punched cards, which were decoded and translated into machine operations. Employees had to closely monitor the process to ensure the smooth execution of operations. This approach allowed machines to perform multiple operations, reducing the processing time that would otherwise require human intervention. The Second World War had a significant impact on the development of nuclear technology for energy production. In 1942, the world's first nuclear power plant, based on the controlled chain reaction of uranium, was inaugurated in Chicago. This technology also enabled the creation of the 2 atomic bombs that the United States dropped on the Japanese cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, causing devastation and forever changing the course of history. The transformation of the geometric shapes adopted by the Bauhaus into more abstract and organic ones was a significant phenomenon during the 1960s. This period was characterized by a series of major historical changes that had a significant impact on society and culture, including the Vietnam War, the rise of the hippie movement, the moon landing, and the introduction of new plastics into the market. All these factors contributed to a growing preference for more fluid and organic shapes in art and design. Artists and designers of the 1960s began to explore new forms of expression, abandoning the geometric rigidity of the Bauhaus in favor of a freer and more experimental sensibility. The works of artists such as Salvador Dali, Joan Miró, and Henry Moore, became emblematic of this new organic aesthetic. In the field of architecture, this change was manifested through the use of sinuous and organic shapes. A significant example is the work of Frank Gehry, who disrupted traditional architectural canons with his buildings, characterized by extravagant shapes and seemingly random structures. Gehry's work challenged the geometric rigor of the Bauhaus, opening up new expressive possibilities in the field of architecture. Even in the design of everyday objects, a transformation towards more fluid and ergonomic shapes occurred. Werner Panton's Punton chair, for example, introduced a new concept of seating, characterized by soft and organic curves. This approach influenced many subsequent designers, who sought to create objects that harmoniously integrated with the surrounding environment and offered optimal comfort. But in the 1960s, a new sensibility began to emerge. During that period, the world was immersed in a series of events that were radically changing societal perspectives and priorities. The Vietnam War, in particular, shook the confidence of the American public in the government and led to a growing protest movement. The youth, in particular, embraced new ideas of freedom, pacifism, and counterculture. The hippie movements emerged as an expression of this desire for freedom and connection with nature and the human experience. Simultaneously, the world of science and technology was undergoing rapid evolution. In 1969, humanity achieved a historic milestone with the moon landing, an event that captured the imagination of millions of people worldwide. This epochal moment expanded the horizons of humanity and opened up new possibilities for exploration and discovery. In summary, the 1960s were a period of significant historical and cultural changes that influenced art and design. The growing disillusionment with war, the rise of the hippie movements, the moon landing, and the introduction of new plastics led to new expressive possibilities in art and design, allowing artists and designers to explore new forms of expression and create works that reflected the sensibilities and aspirations of the time. In the next video, we will focus more on pop design and spatial design during the 60s.
That's all. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like or subscribe to the channel if you wish to see other content related to the world of design. See you next time. Bye.